Well, thanks for meeting with me today. Please have a seat.
No problem.
How you been, Diane?
I've been doing good.
Love that.
School.
School? What are you
Yeah.
school for, friend?
I'm changing careers to nursing.
Still in healthcare.
Still in healthcare, not leaving healthcare, but still in school. Still in healthcare.
So what are you, like, first year? Tell me, break that down for me. I know nothing about nursing school except for everybody says med surg is hard.
So I'm not there yet. I'm doing my prereqs because I already have a bachelor's degree in something else. I just have to take the prereqs. So right now I'm taking anatomy, physiology 2, and microbiology.
Well, I hope to have you back on the show at some point so you can tell me how nursing school is going.
No problem.
And when you pass your exam.
Yeah, no problem.
But when I met you, Diane, you were a practice manager.
Yes, I was.
How does one become a practice manager?
I entered an ad for my old job.
Okay.
And the way the ad had it ran like I was going to run a billing department. So that's why I applied.
So you were bamboozled?
Basically, yes.
Okay, so you could become a practice manager by being bamboozled?
Yes.
Okay, so tell me, what does a practice manager do?
So basically, you're in charge of the operations of the clinic.
Okay.
So I started off as practice manager of one location.
Okay.
And then I ended up a practice manager of 2 locations.
Okay, so you're smart.
Yeah, I'm smart.
So I don't have to worry about you in nursing school.
No, don't have to worry about it. So I ended up of 2 urgent cares and a primary care specialty.
Okay.
At first it was kind of challenging, but once I got the grasp of everything, it's not that bad.
So let me ask you, I do have a little bit of a knowledge of practice manager, but for our other friends who are watching us today, does a practice manager run like the providers or the staff or the patients? Like, what exactly are you managing?
So I'm managing everything. I'm managing the providers, I'm managing the staff, I'm managing the operations. You basically say, like, you have the CEO, the CFO, the COO, and then you have the practice managers of the location.
Got it. So basically, if I show up to my appointment and my provider's not there, I cuss you out.
Basically, yes.
Okay, good to know.
I'm the one who gets in trouble for the provider not being there. And I'm also the one who gets cussed out when the provider has an emergency. And then I have to tell my staff, can you please call these patients and let them know that we have to reschedule them for maybe the umpteenth time because the provider not coming in?
Got it.
Yeah, I'm the one.
But you have a smile on your face saying that, so I'm assuming you enjoyed being a practice manager.
I did, because I like helping people. So it's a form from what I previously done to what I do now. I'm still helping patients, but I'm helping them on a different aspect.
Okay. You said the ad you answered to bamboozled you.
Yes.
But you originally signed up for something doing with billing?
Yes.
So that's what I wanted to know about. I wanted to know, like, when I think healthcare, I don't think billing. I think I'm sick, I'm going to go see a doctor, and they're going to help me. So how does billing work in healthcare?
So I hate to say healthcare is a business. Even though we are here to help patients, it's still a business. So I need to get paid for my services that are being rendered. So basically, I need my money. So for me, I'm helping the patients not have to pay. I'm going after the insurance company. So I need to make sure you are eligible for the services. But before that, I need to make sure that the agency, the company that I'm working for at that time, is participating with the insurance company.
So let me ask you a question. When you say, like, you need to make sure you get paid, so do you work for the clinic, the provider, or do you work for the insurance, or does that depend on who happens to be hiring you at that time?
It depends on who's hiring me at that time.
Got it.
So previously, I was working for the agency. So I needed to make sure that the agency was participating with the insurances. So what that means is that they have a contract with the insurance. So if they have a contract with the insurance, I'm going to use Health First because Health First is everybody's biggest payer.
Got it.
So I make sure that they're contract with Health First. So the patient is coming in, let's say coming in for, I'm going to use mental health services. I need to make sure that we run eligibility through the Health First portal. You look at mental health services. If they have Essential Plan 1 or 2 or 3, it'll let you know if they have a copay, and if they have Health First Medicaid, they don't have a copay.
So we're going to take it back a little because you said something interesting. You said something, you need to make sure that there's eligibility. So from my understanding, eligibility just means, can my insurance pay this specific clinic provider for the services?
Exactly. That's exactly what it means. I want to make sure that when you go to the doctor, or I go to the doctor, whoever, that I have coverage for that particular service that's being rendered.
Got it. And then in New York, well, in the United States, this is a very complicated field, so we're not going to get into that. But maybe in the future we can have you back and you can break it down even more. But should somebody do research before they sign up for an insurance company? Because now you're talking about like eligibility. So
Yes,
when I'm
they
signing
should.
up, what should I look for when I'm signing up? Like,
so for instance, say I want to go to, I'm gonna say the dentist. I'm not gonna use the dentist. I'm gonna go to dermatology.
okay,
So I'll make sure my skin stay clear.
got it.
You want to use an insurance company that you don't have to get a referral from your primary care doctor to go. So for instance, if I have hip or Emblem Health that they're now combined from hip and GHI together, you have to get a referral. So basically that's like permission to go get your face checked out.
Got it.
And if you don't have that, you won't be able to go. And that's the same thing for United Healthcare Community Plan. Your primary care have to give you a referral to go get services that you would normally get done. So for instance, like GYN, if you don't get a referral from your primary care doctor to go to GYN, you could go, but they're not going to get paid, and then you're getting a bill.
Got it. So I'm gonna use myself. I didn't think I would bring it up on air, but recently I started seeing a neurologist. I've been having what people call ice pick migraines. I've had them for over 2 decades now. Yeah. They started, long story, we'll talk about it at a different time, but it started happening after World Trade Center. Little unknown fact, I was near when it happened, and immediately after that happened, I started having this brain freeze, but they will come like once or twice a year, and then they could go 2-3 years, and I never got them. But recently they started happening more frequently, and I also started getting some pain in my left leg. So after I saw my primary care doctor, she said, I'm going to send you for a neurology appointment. When I actually got to my neurologist, they actually didn't care that I had a referral or not. So I'm assuming my insurance doesn't care whether I have a referral or not.
Exactly.
And I was when I got there, they told me my copay was $15. That took me back a little, because usually when I go see some providers, like when I go see my PCP, they charge me $40. So when they asked me for $15 at the neurologist, I was like, well, why isn't neurology
$40
more expensive?
Because you have specialty copays. You have your primary care copay, you have your specialty copay. Specialists are considered neurology, GYN is a specialist, mental health is a specialist, ID is a specialist. So it depends on the coordination of benefits, how it's set up. So like that, your neurologist probably is in contract with your insurance, and anybody that goes see that neurologist, because they in contract, them only have to pay $15.
Got it. So that makes sense. So from what I'm hearing, I should also choose an insurance where maybe my copays are less for specialties, but maybe higher for PCP, or is the reverse better?
If you can get an insurance that don't have no copays, that's excellent. So
does that exist?
Yes, that is. If you work for the city of New York, if you have a city job,
I want a city job. No offense to anybody with them, but I kind of like shooting hey friend.
Right. So, but no, you want to look for something. If you're not one that really goes to the doctor a lot, you want to lean more towards like the specialist is a little lower than your primary care, because you can go to your primary care once a year. And primary care, when you have your annual, they don't charge you a copay. A lot of people don't know that.
What?
When you
run that back. Say it one more time.
When you go for your annual visit every year, you're not supposed to pay a copay.
So what you're telling me is, if I'm somebody who actually maintains my health and I see my provider yearly, I can opt out. I can get a higher copay for a PCP because I know I'm healthy. I stay on top of it, and get a lower from my specialty.
Right. So if you go to your doctor annually like you're supposed to, you will get your copay is waived.
Got it.
Now, say the doctor see you for your annual, and you have to come back 2 weeks later, then you have to pay your $40 copay.
Question: when I see my provider, right, and they schedule me for a follow-up, am I supposed to pay for every follow-up?
Yes.
So can a provider, no offense to the providers now, you can look at the camera when I say this.
Okay.
No offense to my providers, but do providers be scheduling unnecessary follow-ups?
Yes, they do. Oh, okay. Yes, they do. They give.
Is that legal?
If they put in if you have, I want to say this right.
Okay.
If you have the issues that they want to follow up on, then yes.
Can they make up an issue that can seem correct but is not correct?
Yes, they can do that too. But that's why it's good for you to know your body better than the providers. I just had this incident with my daughter. I took her to an urgent care. Not going to say the name of the urgent care.
Okay.
And she normally get bronchitis around this time because of the allergies.
Got
it starts
We don't know when this is going to air, but for those who don't know, we are currently at the end. Well, today's the 1st of June. Just in case currently people in New York City, today's a sunny day because we were our friend Benjamin, but normally it's been raining and cold all week.
Yes.
So go ahead, Fran.
So when that happens, sometimes her bronchitis act up, and it starts with pains in your back.
Okay.
If you've been getting it since you were 12, you know what it's like. We went to the urgent care. The provider told her, oh, it's not bronchitis. You don't have anything. You could just go home. And of course, me being who I am, I went and told the provider, you need to listen to your patients. I know you're the doctor. We can't tell you what to do because you earned that degree, but a patient knows their body more. So
we need to advocate for
we need to advocate for ourselves a lot, because when you don't, that's when misdiagnosis happen and things happen you don't beyond your control.
Got it. So let me ask you, is there a way for me as the, I'm not sure, do we call ourselves the patient when you're not hospitalized? Like, are we still a
You're
patient?
still a patient. If you go into a facility, you're still a patient.
Okay, so how do we, the patient, verify if my provider is BSing me? Like, how
second opinion.
Okay. And then say the second opinion is like, well, yes, I can see why your provider would do that, but it's not necessary. Is there like is there a form or some type of paperwork that we can look at to see all the things that a provider's charging us for?
Yes, so it's called a medical summary you can ask for.
Okay.
For your medical summary you can ask for after your visit.
Okay.
Or you could just ask them to print out your bill.
Okay, so great. So when I went to my neurologist, I actually asked them for a summary, and actually didn't get one. You just give me a form that says all the tests. It is all the tests. It said I won't be able to give you specifically what the doctor did until she bills. My neurologist is a woman. Love her. So what is that called? She told me the name, but I forgot. It's not
a medical summary.
That's what I got, but she also told me she'll give me something else when she bills my insurance company, like itemized
statement.
Okay, so what's that? Because I didn't want to ask. I didn't want to sound stupid.
So itemized statement is what it is. An itemized statement, line by line of everything that you got done and how much it actually costs. So not what it's going to cost you, what is going to cost your insurance. So you got, let's say you got a MRI or whatever, and they're charging your insurance $1,500. You thinking your insurance is paying $1,500? No. Whatever that code is to $1,500, there's a contracted rate that they're gonna pay. So out of that $1,500, they might pay $750. They're not paying the whole $1,500. Now, if they was paying the whole $1,500, then that's a great contract. But most insurances don't do that.
So when I get that itemized list, can I look at it and be like, well, I don't remember you doing this in the room?
Yes.
So who do I call, the provider or the insurance?
If you would call the insurance, I would personally call the insurance company, and you would say, well,
don't tell me. I appreciate the personal, but you girl.
So
you have to tell me the truth. So from your profession, which one should I do?
I would call the insurance company.
Okay.
And I would tell them, like, I went to this doctor and she's saying I had this done. I didn't have, out of all 10 of them, I only had 5 of them done, and I can name what 5. So what they would do, the insurance company would deny that whole claim.
Can I get a bill? Because I don't want a bill.
No, you won't get a bill. If they denied it, so say you had to get authorization for a said thing, authorizations tell you this is not a guaranteed of payment.
Got it.
So they will, if they send you a bill, that's not your fault that they gave you authorization, they didn't pay it. Unless you sign something that say if the insurance company don't pay, you're responsible.
Love that. So all in all, go to the doctor. It's a business. Ask for my receipt. My receipt is called a summary.
An itemized summary.
An itemized summary. Check it. But if I don't check it, do I need to? Like, because I'm not the one paying for it anyway. Is it a good thing to check for?
It's a good thing to check because you don't want them to give you a diagnosis or something that you don't have.
Got it. So I want to check it. I'll make sure everything is good. And I can ask for it at any given point. Can I also ask it from the insurance company?
Yes, so the insurance company is supposed to send you something called an EOB.
Okay.
Explanation of benefits. You're supposed to get that anyway. So every time you go to the doctor, they'll send you an explanation of benefits. It'll give you line by line on what was done. It'll give you the code. It will also give you the description and how much it costs, what was allowed amount, and what's the disallowed amount. So the allowed amount is the amount that they're going to pay the provider, and the disallowed amount is the one that they're not going to pay.
Got it. Well, I'm glad you said that, because usually, I'm not going to lie to you, whenever I get something from my insurance company, I have MagnaCare. I don't even open it. It quickly goes into the shredder.
If I was you, I would open it.
Okay.
Do not shred it after you read it.
Okay, I'm gonna start reading, friend, because literally, whenever I get something in the mail and it says MagnaCare, I automatically shred, because I know I don't owe nothing, and they just tell me they covered stuff.
But you still want, because they might have slipped something in there they didn't do.
Got it.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay, well, friend, thank you so much for telling me about this. Before we wrap this up, can you tell our friend, how do we get a job like that? Like, is there schooling? Is it a license? Like, how do we do that?
So you can go to school for this.
Okay.
But Miss Benjamin did.
Oh.
I didn't go to school.
So just because your name is Benjamin, you just know money like that?
I guess so. But no, that's not what happened.
Okay.
I used to work in stocks and bonds.
Okay.
I used to work on Wall Street.
So you always been a finance girl?
Yeah.
Okay.
I was working on Wall Street, and where I was working at, they got rid of my department. My mother knew a headhunter. She put me in Bellevue, and I've been on healthcare ever since. So I would tell everybody healthcare chose me. I didn't choose it. Okay,
well, it seems to me like you guys are choosing each other now.
I like it, so I stayed. It's an arranged marriage.
That's you were forced into it, and then you fell in love.
And I fell in love. That's exactly
got it. So the average person can either go to school for it, or you can learn on the job.
And when you go to school, just learn whatever they teach you, because they teach you as if it's a perfect world and everything is going to go through. But when you get to the job market, or you get to the job for that position, the company should have policy and procedures teaching you the right way to do things. And once you learn it, no one can ever take it from you. And it's something you can always have.
Well, Fran, thank you so much for meeting with us today. I see you have a drink on the table, and it's
melting. Girl, but I got to drink it. I didn't want to be drinking while I was talking to you.
It's okay, Fran. So we're going to end this episode of Hey Fran, so you can finish your drink. And the sun is coming out, and we can go outside and enjoy the views.
Yes.
Good luck on nursing school.
Thank you.
I hope to touch base with you, and next time we touch base is you telling me about you passing your exam.
Yes.
Thank you, Fran.
Thank you, Fran.
It's all about the Benjamins.
All about the Benjamins.
Bye, Fran.
Bye, friend.
Hey, Fween, sit down, grab a coffee, hear the dream. The cook with a story, the nurse who knows. These are the tales the healthcare shows. No walls, no fear, just truth we share. Voices rising everywhere. Through laughter, through struggle, through highs and lows. This is the heart that healthcare knows.